we may be very close to unearthing one of the most significant discoveries in human history, the proof that we are not alone. The hunt for alien life has taken a strikingly thrilling turn. Of course, scientists have employed different ways to search for the existence of extraterrestrial life, but for almost half a century, only one specific kind of extraterrestrial inquiry gained prominence and revolves around the concept of a Dyson Sphere. Which brings us to this troubling question: is this another enigma or the definitive evidence of extraterrestrial life? What actually are these Dyson Spheres, and are they really associated with advanced alien societies? Join me in today's video and let's unravel this mystery together. There is a school of thought by some astronomers that super alien societies have so developed that they build megastructures around entire stars and use the energy from the stars in ways that are unimaginably powerful. These potentially significant finds are astounding in their scope and sophistication, raising questions about the existence of sentient beings. But first, let's talk about the Dyson Spheres. Freeman J. Dyson, an astronomer and physicist, suggested using orbiting solar collectors to achieve this astounding achievement in 1960. According to hypothesis, potentially advanced intelligent life may be constructing so-called alien megastructures, structures or machinery to capture energy surrounding their parent stars or planets. These days, we refer to these megastructures as Dyson Spheres. He suggested that looking for proof of these kinds of structures could result in the finding of sentient life elsewhere in the cosmos. Sounds interesting. The thought of a massive ball of energy centered around a group of stars. The Dyson Sphere are said to capture solar energy and transforms it into the kinds of energy we can utilize to run computers, cars, and whatever other cutting-edge, energy-hungry technology humans manage to invent over the course of the next few million years. As such, Dyson Spheres could provide extraterrestrial civilizations with a sleek new home and allow them to harvest millions of times more solar energy than we do on Earth. However, no mechanism for gathering or using energy is flawless. Thus, the Dyson Sphere emits heat from its exterior while simultaneously collecting radiation from the star on its inner. That would seem to us as a star with much more infrared emission than usual when a Dyson Sphere was present. Astronomers have recently investigated the potential of a Dyson Sphere existing in real life. It has to do with an odd star known as Tabby's star. The light from this star dims suddenly, making it unusual. At first, scientists believed that the star's light might be indicative of a Dyson Sphere. Not quite as fantastical are some of the new theories regarding Tabby's star, such as the prospect of a dissolving exomoon. However, while it lasted, the astronomers' discussion over a Dyson Sphere was fascinating. More talks about the Dyson Sphere also surfaced in 2018. For instance, it has been suggested to look for Dyson Spheres with the Gaia mission. Thus, throughout the 20th century, Dyson Spheres have stayed firmly in the domain of science fiction or science possibility. However, astronomers now believe them to be real enough that some are examining specific stars to search for evidence of them. Astronomers searched for stars that appeared to have extra infrared emission in early 2024, looking through more than 5 million stars from the Wide Field Infrared Survey Explorer, Gaia, and 2 mass sky surveys. This extensive research is searching the stars for oddballs, items that could be alien megastructures. The writers take care, nevertheless, to avoid exaggerating anything. The 7 objects are known as M-dwarfs, a class of stars that are smaller and less brilliant than the Sun, and they are all situated within 1,000 light-years of Earth. The researchers hypothesized that this additional infrared emission might represent a Dyson Sphere's signature. In the new investigation, the scientists looked for Dyson's signature, which is a notable excess of infrared light. This is due to the fact that megastructures could only partially capture the visible light emitted by the star. Rather, they would need to dump extra energy as a considerably longer wavelength of infrared light. It discovered that these purported alien structures might encircle at least 7 stars. The team of scientists examined infrared heat, or heat that defies explanation, in the vicinity of stars that are 1,000 light-years or less from Earth. But could the Dyson Spheres be aliens? In a recent interview, Jan Levin, an astronomy and physics professor at Barnard College and Columbia University, offered some theories as to why these researchers would be seeing certain things, even though she doesn't completely discount it. It might be a very young star with some material surrounding it, since that's how planets form, she clarified. They can generate infrared light and coalesce out of these early disks. Another possibility is that a planetary collision or an entire galaxy may be visible in the distance behind the star. Any species' ability to endure long enough into the future to construct a Dyson Sphere is uncertain. It's not just her who comes to this conclusion. Even while the first study's authors were careful to point out that some natural reasons would eventually exclude even these excellent possibilities, their work published on May 6th in the journal Monthly Notices of the Royal Astronomical Society reported all sources are distinct mid-infrared emitters with no discernible contaminators or signatures that indicate an obvious mid-infrared origin. The infrared excess of our sources can still be explained by the presence of warm debris disks around our candidates. In parallel, 53 star candidates with excess mid-infrared measurements were discovered in a second investigation carried out by the International School for Advanced Studies in Italy. However, in both cases, the data might also be explained by extreme debris disks, which form following planetary collisions. A star's unfortunate alignment with a background galaxy overlapping it, debris from planetary collisions, or the possibility that the stars are still young and encircled by disks of hot debris from which planets would eventually form are some of the natural explanations for the infrared glow. It's crucial to keep in mind that we must rule out any less intriguing hypotheses before jumping to the conclusion that aliens are responsible for cosmic events, even ones as theoretical as Dyson Spheres. The second study's co-author, David Hogg, told New Scientist that a natural explanation is still the most plausible one. It could be an extremely rare occurrence, such as the collision of two planets that produces a massive amount of material. However, as Professor Jana Levin notes, we have to be open as scientists. If we think we know the answer before we look, we are already defeated. The next stage, according to researchers, will be to conduct follow-up observations on the recently discovered candidate stars using more potent equipment, like the James Webb Space Telescope, which observes in the infrared, in order to obtain more precise measurements and look for additional indications of sentient extraterrestrial life in these systems. Whatever the follow-up data reveals, it will undoubtedly be fascinating. It is hoped that one or more of these destinations will turn out to be the home of a highly developed civilization with the ability to construct Dyson Spheres. There's a chance that the target star systems of a survey won't contain a Dyson Sphere or any other alien relic. Now, what would happen if researchers finally found proof of sentient life elsewhere in the universe? An announcement that we are not alone in the universe will have a profound impact on human civilization that will affect every facet of society. The reality of extraterrestrial life existing in a different solar system will undoubtedly require adjustments from organized religion, which has a tendency to be Earth-centric. Many people have been thinking about the various ways that civilization could die ever since World War II ended. Events that have the potential to wipe out civilization include nuclear war, natural disasters, global pandemics, overpopulation, resource depletion, and even an asteroid hit similar to the one that wiped out the dinosaurs. The possibility of averting those disasters will be demonstrated by the finding of a Dyson Sphere, constructed by extraterrestrial intelligence, a civilization that used technology that we won't likely have for thousands of years developed and flourished long enough to produce such an item. Don't miss out on any of the most recent discoveries from this research, and make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for watching.